Hey everybody, Zach Wolf here with another great Top 5 Tuesday. I'm at the Harris County Civil Courthouse, and this week on Top 5 Tuesday, it's the top 5 mistakes less experienced lawyers make in the courtroom. I'm mainly talking about mistakes that I see less experienced lawyers make in pretrial hearings where they're arguing to the judge rather than in jury trials, since we don't really have jury trials anymore. So number 5 is not anticipating the other side's arguments and the judge's likely responses to your argument. I think when lawyers are just starting out and they're less experienced, there is a tendency to focus a lot on your argument and all the points that you want to make and being prepared for those, and that's all great, but you also need to spend some time thinking about what is the other side going to say in response to that? What is the judge going to say in response to your arguments? And thinking through what you are then going to say. Number 4 is having too formal a tone with the judge in the courtroom. Now, of course, you should not be overly casual in the courtroom. It's a serious setting. But I think a lot of less experienced lawyers take too stiff a tone. It should really be more conversational. Think of it as sitting in the judge's office across from the judge at the judge's desk with opposing counsel, and you're just having a conversation about the case. That's more the tone that I think you should shoot for. The number 3 mistake less experienced lawyers make in the courtroom is sometimes being too timid in the way you address the judge. Sometimes the judge is going to push back some on your arguments, and sometimes the judge may say things you disagree with or try to get you to agree with something you don't really want to agree to. You don't always have to do what the judge wants you to do. Sometimes you have to push back. Now, of course, you should always do so respectfully, and you should never be rude to the judge. But sometimes the judge may just be testing you, and you may need to push back some on what the judge is saying in order to protect the interests of your clients. So now the number 2 mistake may sound a little strange after I said lawyers shouldn't be too timid, and that is being too combative in your tone in the courtroom, especially when you're speaking to or about opposing counsel. It doesn't really make your argument more persuasive when you are overly antagonistic towards opposing counsel in the courtroom. In fact, I think it can have the opposite effect. And less experienced lawyers sometimes take on too combative a tone. Maybe they've watched too many courtroom movies and TV shows. Maybe they're just trying to prove to their supervising attorney that they're tough and they can be counted on to duke it out in the courtroom. And I get that, but an overly antagonistic tone towards opposing counsel is usually not going to be effective. And finally, the number 1 mistake less experienced lawyers make in the courtroom, especially when we're talking about pretrial hearings, that is being too scripted in your delivery. When you're a less experienced lawyer, it's a natural thing to want to lean on your script as a crutch because you're nervous and you don't want to make a mistake. But if you are too scripted in your delivery, it's not going to be as effective. And you need to be able to respond and react to things that happen in the courtroom. The judge may disagree with you on a point. Opposing counsel might concede a point. So you need to be nimble enough to deviate from your prepared script. So better than a script, it's better to have an outline of the points you want to make, and you can use that as a guide, but without reading from it and it sounding too scripted. Okay, those are my top 5 mistakes I see less experienced lawyers making in the courtroom. Do you have any others? Let me know. And hey, thanks for watching.